Welcome to Dimension Lens, where things are always a little out of focus. It's a cold day today. They oftentimes are in the seasons between the snow and the sun, between the rain and the flowers. Today is no exception. The sky hangs cloudy and gray, waiting for the right moment to burst. You would come to town to do some trading. At your side hangs a basket with trinkets inside. As you walk, the occasional sun ray catches glimpses of silver and gold, casting their reflections to the beaten path below. However, on your way back, you found that your carriage had mysteriously disappeared. Now, here you are, treading the path by foot. It will be a long way home, and the sun may not hold out long enough for you to make it. You draw your cloak about you, taking another confident step forward. You are no inexperienced traveler. You will make it back home with ease, and once you do, you will have a good talk with the village chief about finding your lost carriage. In the meantime, you continue to walk. You recognize this part of the journey. Oftentimes, when you have someone else drive the carriage, you fall asleep upon leaving your little village. Here, where the ground begins to sink and the road goes soft, is where you are often awoken by the rattling of the carriage wheels. Even now, the mud grabs at your boots like a dozen tiny little hands, making every step heavy and taxing. Without a doubt, you have made it to the swamp. The sun, already low on the horizon, is almost entirely swallowed by the clouds. The path is hard to see in the dark, and the road is almost as damp as the ground surrounding it. Your feet can barely tell the difference as you make your way forward. What is that? There is something out there in the swamp. Something coming closer to you. Your boots feel much heavier now. The mud is up to your heels, like it is asking you to stay. You feel in the air a sense of reverence as the thing approaches. It is not a fear, no. It is a worship, as if every creature in the swamp has stopped to bow. You, instinctually, do the same. Human, a voice grumbles. You dare to risk raising your head to see the one who has addressed you. Before you is a frog of a magnitude you have never seen. She towers high above you, her skin glistening as if freshly emerged from the water, a circlet of lilies adorning her head. She sits regally, her head held high as she regards you with eyes that hold endless pools of wisdom. It is dark, her voice rumbles. If you tread so recklessly, you will fall. She turns her majestic head towards the sky and lets out a great ribbit. All around you, as if emerging from her in waves, fireflies begin to glow. They illuminate the trees and the flowers, and in their light, even the deep mud at your feet seems to give way, and you suddenly feel far more secure. Now, what reason does a little human have to be wandering around the swamp so late at night? You explain to her what has happened. She is a very attentive frog. Despite the fact that both her eyes cannot possibly look at you, you feel that she is listening with the utmost intensity and care. A pity, she says, that someone would choose to take from another. But
Thanks to that loss, you and I have had the chance to meet. I am the queen of the frogs, ruler of the swamp, protector of all those who reside here. And if you answer 3 riddles of mine, I shall grant you a wish.
You only really wish to go home, you think, and it is as if she can hear you.
Then safe passage home it is. If you can answer, it will be yours.
It is not like you have anything to lose. It is too dark now to walk home safely. Without the Frog Queen's help, you would have to stay the night out here in the cold. And so, you agree.
When you stop to look, you can always see me. But if you try to touch me, you can never feel me. Although you walk towards me, I remain the same distance from you. What am I?
She waits patiently for you. The croaks of the frogs and the chirps of the insects seem to cheer you on. Finally, you arrive at your answer. The horizon.
Good. Your next riddle. They come out at night without being called, and are lost in the day without being stolen. What are they?
It is something that you are lacking on a night like tonight, where the clouds are so thick that the sky feels like a distant memory. The fireflies seem to wink in agreement as you answer. The stars.
I'm not a fish, but I live in the water. I'm not a bird, but I can sing. What am I?
You begin to wonder if she's toying with you. Upon her face is a happy smile, waiting for you to respond. The frogs in the swamp croak louder, and you feel that you are correct. A frog. As you answer, the swamp seems to erupt in joy. The fireflies grow brighter. The frogs leap into the air. Dragonflies take off and soar as the Frog Queen laughs.
I apologize. I must always ask one riddle about frogs. It is in my nature.
She composes herself, and the happy din of the swamp mellows.
Congratulations, human. You have solved all of my riddles. Your wish is yours to take.
With that, she stands, sending out ripples through the water that make the lily pads rise and fall. She hops away, splashing loudly into the water. And you cover your face to protect yourself. When you blink your eyes open again, the Frog Queen and her subjects are nowhere to be found. Instead, the clouds have parted, shining beams of bright moonlight onto the path ahead of you, where a beautiful green and silver carriage lies. Carved into its side is an emblem of a frog, a reminder of the Frog Queen's generosity. You clamber into the carriage, and it takes off on its own, moving along the road smoother than you have ever felt a carriage move. As it rocks gently back and forth, it slowly begins to lull you to sleep. As you close your eyes, you thank the Frog Queen and know that you will always cherish her gift.